All right, you're live on the air. Okay, Ms. Farah, would you introduce to the Occupy network, who you are and how you got involved with the peace movement?
My name is Sarah Mustin. I'm an Iraqi citizen living in the Bay Area in California. I have been active with the Iraq Veterans Against the War since 2011, and I'm also a member of Civilian Soldier Alliance, as well as a member of the Iraqi Student Project, and a member of Citizens Reach Out. And
can you tell us, briefly, one of the incidents that inspired you to, I want to do this work?
Well, I've always seen myself as an ambassador to my country in America. I wanted to come to America and study politics and understand democracy and why my country was invaded under this premise of democracy. And because of that, I came and I studied at Dominican University in California. And throughout my studies, I was acquainted with a lot of peace movements, and I became a speaker and an active member of some of them. And because of that, I found a venue for me to speak and to educate the American people, to inform them about Iraq, to inform them about the atrocities that happened in Iraq, to educate them about what happened in Iraq before, during, and after the invasion.
What kind of reception do you feel like you've been getting? I mean, are you going to a lot of events where veterans are also speaking as well? And are they more receptive maybe to the veterans than... I noticed there were only 2 Iraqi speakers.
Yes.
Out of, whatever, 6, 7.
Well, generally I speak to a lot of not the choir that I usually address that knows exactly what happens, and which is a great deal, but there are also not that many that are not the choir and willing to listen, unfortunately. But I became familiar with Iraq Veterans Against the War, and the first time I actually spoke to them was in 2011 at their convention in Portland, Oregon, where I was invited to speak as a student member of the Iraqi Student Project. And at the beginning I was hesitant to go there and speak in a room full of veterans that served in Iraq, and possibly I may have encountered 1 or 2 of them in Iraq. So it was a big of an ordeal for me to make that decision. And I hesitated at the beginning, but then I thought, no, I want to do this because I want to see them and look them in the eye and see why they went to war in Iraq. And then I went to the convention and I gave a testimony of my personal experience living in Iraq and leaving Iraq. And I found a great reception from members, all of the members. Some of them were coming up to me and crying, and some of them were apologizing, obviously, and we discovered that we had a relationship that was more humane, or more focused on our rights, and focused on establishing peace, and that human connection, that we're both victims of the same war. And because of that notion, I wanted to work more with Iraq Veterans Against the War. And that's why I'm here today.
Yeah, we like the group from what we hear of it. Tell the occupiers the best way to, the website to get in touch or to find out more information.
Absolutely. Well, we started the initiative, an initiative called the Right to Heal Campaign, and there is a website, the righttohealcampaign.org.
You're saying Right to Help? Or?
The Right to Heal.
The Right to Heal, okay.
And the campaign is basically a collaboration between Iraq Veterans Against the War with organizations in Iraq, Iraqi organizations in Iraq that are trying to declare and demand their right to heal and hold the United States accountable for the human cost of war inside Iraq, and the same thing on the Iraq Veterans Against the War behalf. And so I urge you to go, even if you type the Right to Heal campaign on Google, there will be a roster of information for you to find and educate yourself. I also urge you to go to Iraq Veterans Against the War's website and find a plethora of resources that are informative and educational as well.
Of course, the United States military is in several Eastern countries, and it's not all a positive report card coming back, and especially in the peace movement, we would just want all of that to end. recently a large group of Palestinian Americans and other Middle Eastern Americans protested the current violence in Palestine. Are y'all aware of some of the other Middle Eastern and Middle Eastern American activist groups?
Personally, I know of Afghan for Peace, but I know they also have dissolved their organization for reasons I don't know of. There hasn't been much activist Middle Eastern Americans in the Bay Area, at least where I'm from. Where I'm at. So I, except for the Palestinian American population, that are very active and very outspoken.
Even in Oakland?
In Oakland,
yes.
San Francisco.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. There are a couple of organizations, namely one actually, Arab Resource Organizing Center, and they're very, very active and politically vocal. There's also Mecca, which is Middle Eastern Children Alliance. They're also very active.
Oh, they were there in Dallas for the Palestinians.
Yeah. So these are the two main activist groups, Palestinian activists in the Bay Area that actually are out there. They're actually organizing events and cultural, educational seminars and gatherings.
Well, we're very much in solidarity with you at Occupy Dallas and Occupy Texas and all of North Texas. We salute you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you now. Thank you for joining us for that brief interview because we missed Miss Farah when we were taping. And this is goodbye from the Occupy Dallas. Yes, ma'am.
Can you turn that off?
Yes, ma'am. All right. Good night, you guys.